Celeb 20 news updates.
Celeb 20.
Ahead of the buzz.
All things celebrity.
So let's continue this story. Hey everyone, welcome back. This time, we're going deep on something everybody's talking about. Kanye West's appearance at the 2025 Grammys.
Yeah, it was a head scratcher. Picture it. Biggest music night of the year, stars everywhere. And Kanye just walks the red carpet with Bianca Censori, his wife, and then poof, just vanishes.
It's so strange because Kanye wasn't scheduled to perform or present, which is really odd for someone at the Grammys, especially when they're nominated like he was for Carnival from his album Vultures Won for Best Rap Song.
So true, and that's what we're going to try to figure out today. We've got some insider info from the Grammys executive producer, Raj Kapoor, who said that Kanye was simply there for the red carpet experience.
That one sentence has caused a ton of theories, almost like his absence was more interesting than a performance would have been.
Okay, so let's break down why this is so weird. First off, not performing or presenting at the Grammys when you're nominated is, unheard of. It's like going to the Super Bowl just to tailgate. Are you really there for the game? Exactly, and Kapoor's analogy about Grammy seating being like a school play really highlights this. The stars, the performers, the presenters, anyone officially invited, they get the best seats front and center. Everyone else, further back, Kanye didn't even have a seat inside the Crypto.com arena.
So he was really choosing to be seen, but not be part of the show. Why would anyone do that? What's the message?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Some fans think he's making a point about keeping his personal life and music separate. Others think it's a publicity stunt, like Kanye's playing the media.
Honestly, I'm kind of leaning toward the second one. Kanye's always been good at getting attention, making a scene. This red carpet thing feels like performance art, a comment on celebrity itself.
That's an interesting take, and it does fit with how Kanye's always done things unexpectedly and challenged the norm. Never been one to avoid controversy.
But even with all the Kanye buzz, the Grammys were about a lot more than just the red carpet. This year was dedicated to those impacted by the wildfires in LA.
Absolutely, and the fundraising was amazing. They raised almost $24 million for wildfire relief, nearly $9 million that night alone.
And the performances were powerful. John Legend, Dawes, Brad Paisley, Brittany Howard, Sheryl Crow, and St. Vincent, they all sang I Love L.A. together. And then Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars with California Dreamin', I got chills.
It really showed how music can bring people together in tough times. The Grammys are, at their heart, about celebrating art and community, and those performances really embodied that.
But even with all that, Kanye's presence, or lack of it, was still the talk of the town. Makes you wonder, was he aware of the Grammys' focus this year? Did that play into his decision?
Good point. Was he deliberately contrasting his individual thing with the whole spirit of the event? Something to think about?
It's almost like he was saying something about celebrity itself, how it can overshadow even important causes. But let's not forget, he was nominated for Carnival, and Vultures Won has been getting attention for its sound and lyrics.
For sure, and this shows how much Kanye still matters in music. He's been a big deal for over 20 years. From a producer to one of the most important artists of our time.
He's always changing things up, challenging what we expect. That's why he's so interesting. So how do we understand this whole Grammy appearance? Is it a statement, a publicity thing, something personal, all of the above?
Honestly, we might never know for sure, but one thing's clear, Kanye West keeps people talking even when he's not really there.
So we haven't solved the Kanye Grammy mystery, but we've got some good clues, and there's more. You mentioned a controversial figure linked to Kanye, someone who might help us understand why he did what he did.
Right, and that's going to take us deeper into this whole thing. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll reveal another layer that might explain Kanye's actions.
All right, so we left off talking about a controversial figure connected to Kanye. Who are we talking about?
We're talking about Nick Fuentes, a far-right political commentator. He's known for his extreme views. He's caused a lot of debate and controversy.
Okay, yeah, that's a name that gets people's attention. But what's he got to do with the whole Kanye Grammy thing? Was he even there?
Well, he wasn't actually at the Grammys, but there's been a lot of talk about Fuentes influencing Kanye's recent choices behind the scenes, including this whole weird appearance.
Wait, so are you saying that Fuentes might have been the brains behind Kanye's red carpet stunt? That's a big claim.
I think it's important to be careful here. We're really just dealing with speculation, based on what people have seen and heard about them together. There's no actual proof that Fuentes is calling all the shots for Kanye.
So what do we make of this connection then? What's the supposed link between Fuentes and Kanye's actions?
Well, some sources say that Fuentes sees Kanye as a potential leader for his political beliefs. He thinks that Kanye's reach, especially with the Black community, could be a powerful tool for his agenda.
You're saying Fuentes might be using Kanye to spread his own controversial views. That's a whole new level of crazy.
Yeah, it's a worrying thought that a lot of people are considering. Kanye's always been outspoken, but this connection makes people concerned that his influence might be used to divide people.
So how do we separate Kanye's own views and art from this possible manipulation? That's got to be hard.
It is, and that's why this whole thing needs to be understood carefully. We can't jump to conclusions, but we also can't ignore the possibility that Kanye's connection with Fuentes might have serious consequences.
Makes you wonder if Kanye even realizes what could happen. Is he knowingly on board with Fuentes' ideas, or is he being used?
That's the real question, isn't it? And it goes beyond just Kanye. It makes us think about how more and more celebrities are getting involved in politics these days.
Yeah, it feels like every day another celebrity is in the news for who they're supporting or what they're protesting. But Kanye is different. It's not about just supporting a politician. It's about aligning with ideas that a lot of people think are dangerous.
Exactly, and that's what's so unsettling. This isn't just about Kanye's career anymore. It's about the impact his actions could have on a much bigger scale.
Really shows you the power and responsibility that come with being famous. What Kanye does could influence a lot of people. And because of his connection with Fuentes, those choices are even more important.
It does make you think. What responsibility do celebrities have when it comes to who they support politically? Is it just their own choice, or is there like a moral duty to think about what might happen because of their actions?
That's been a big debate for a while, and it's only getting more complicated with the lines blurring between entertainment, politics, and social media. But let's circle back to Kanye and the Grammys. Does knowing about Fuentes help us understand why he was simply there for the red carpet experience?
Honestly, it adds another layer of mystery, but not a clear answer. Kanye's reasons could be a lot of things. Maybe a mix of expressing himself, playing the media, and possibly even aligning with Fuentes' views, whether he realizes it or not.
Okay, so we still haven't figured out the red carpet thing completely, but we've uncovered some pretty interesting stuff. The seating, the fan theories, Kanye's career, his connection with Fuentes, and how celebrities are involved in politics.
And there's one more interesting piece to this story. A detail about Kanye's personal life that could give us more clues about his behavior at the Grammys.
All right, so we've talked about the seating chart, the Fuentes connection, and how celebrities are getting into politics. What's this last piece of the puzzle, the one that might explain Kanye at the Grammys?
Well, it turns out that just a couple weeks before the Grammys, Kanye and Bianca Censori had a baby girl.
Wow, congrats to them. A new baby's a big deal. But how does that connect to Kanye just doing the red carpet?
People close to Kanye are saying that becoming a dad again with all the controversies and media attention has been really tough on him.
That makes sense. Newborns are a lot of work and no sleep. Plus the pressure of his career, everyone watching his every move, and the whole Fuentes thing. No wonder he might be feeling overwhelmed.
Exactly. Maybe the red carpet was his way of trying to do both. Acknowledge his nomination, show support for music, but also focus on his family and skip the craziness of the ceremony.
Like he wanted to be seen, but not completely jump in. Do you think that works for someone like Kanye? You know, he's always been such a huge personality.
That's a great question. Can Kanye West, someone who loves to push boundaries, really separate his personal life from his public image?
Especially these days, with social media blowing everything up and everyone having an opinion, it's almost impossible to control what people say, even for someone like Kanye.
So after looking at all this, do we have a better idea of what Kanye was doing at the Grammys?
You know what? I think it's more complicated than just one answer. We've found some interesting possibilities wanting to keep his personal and professional life separate. Maybe a publicity stunt, unknowingly agreeing with Fuentes, or just a new dad needing sleep.
It could be all of those things. Kanye's hard to put in a box. He's an artist. He likes to provoke. He's a husband, a father. And what he does often shows how complex those roles are.
I think that's a great point for our listeners. It's easy to just focus on the headlines about celebrities, but they're real people with their own problems and reasons that we might never fully get.
Totally. The cool thing about these deep dives isn't always finding the answer. It's about exploring, seeing different sides, and having a good conversation.
We may never know for sure why Kanye did what he did at the Grammys, but hopefully this made you think about celebrity culture, influence, and how complicated people are.
And remember, even without a clear solution, the guessing and talking are good things. They make us question what we believe and understand the world better.
Well said. Thanks for joining us as we unpack the Kanye Grammy mystery. We'll be back with another deep dive into something that'll make you think. Until then, keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep talking.